Good day, students, and how are you today? My name is Kamisha Erskine, and I will be your presenter for this religious education lesson. Today's topic is about the 5 pillars of Islam, and the objectives are as follows. Accurately state what are the 5 pillars of Islam, explain each of the 5 pillars of Islam, give concrete examples of each of the 5 pillars of Islam, show an appreciation for the beliefs and practices of the Islamic religion. To begin our lesson, I am going to read a poem for you. Just listen carefully so you'll be able to answer the questions. Allah is one. Muhammad is his prophet. There is no other humanly that can compare. He far exceeds human wisdom. So the Muslim pray 5 times a day. What do you call it? Salah? Then that's correct. Allah extends his hands to those in need. So Muslim adapt by following his lead. Giving alms is important. Muslim must give 2.5% a year. Zakah? That's what you say? Oh yes! That's how the poor are spared. Lest we should err or go astray, in the month of Ramadan, we must fast and pray. Onward to Mecca, the pilgrims go. The Hajj, I think you know. Students, what do you think this poem is all about? If your answer is the 5 pillars of Islam, then you are correct. Superb job. Okay, students, we will now take a look at a picture. As you look on the picture, what do you think each pillar represents? I know. Look at those pillars. Wow. So what do we mean by pillars? Okay. Are you thinking about a pillow that we sleep on at night? Oh no. But instead, we're talking about something which supports a building and stops its falling down. What do you think the pillars of Islam are? The 5 pillars of Islam are 5 things which a Muslim would do to show they were committed to the religion of Islam. Now let us look at the 5 pillars of Islam. Look at them, class. Are you seeing them, students? Nice. Declaration of faith is the first one. Obligatory prayer is the second one. Compulsory giving is the third one. Fasting in the month of Ramadan is the 4th one. And the last one is pilgrimage to Mecca. Do you know the Arabic word for the 5 pillars of Islam? Think about it. Right. The first one is the Shahada. This pillar is believing and saying the words, there is no God except Allah. Muhammad is his messenger. Muslims say this when they are also praying. The second one, Salah. This pillar is praying 5 times a day. There are set prayers which Muslims should say, and all Muslims should face Mecca in Arabia when praying and should pray on the prayer mat. People should wash before they pray. Does anybody know what the washing ritual is called? It begins with a W. Can you think about it? Awesome job. Yes, it's the wudu. You are so correct. Here is a picture that shows the prayer position of every Muslim. Take a look, students. At each position, words are expressed to Allah in Arabic. Our next pillar is the zakah. Now, when you look at this picture, you can see it is money. So as you know, zakah has to do with money, paying money. Muslims are supposed to give a sum of their savings to charity. such as helping the poor. In this way, they believe that their wealth is made pure. As was stated in the poem, each Muslim would pay 2.5% of their earnings to give to the poor. For example, if a Muslim earns $200,000 per year, 2.5% of that amount of money that will be paid to charity is $5,000. Now, let us look back and to see if what we have said is correct. Now, we know that percentage is out of 100. Now, 2.5% divided by 100 multiplied by the $200,000. Now, in this instance, we are going to cross multiply, and we have to find factors that can go into 100 and 200,000 without leaving a remainder. Now, we can use 2, because 2 can go into 100 and 200,000 without leaving a remainder. But that's going to take a long time. So can 5. That's also going to take a long time. So let us use 100. 100 into 100 goes one time. 100 into 200,000 goes 2,000 times. Now, there's nothing else for us to cancel. So we can go ahead and multiply across. So 2,000 multiply by 2.5. And as you can see, we have a decimal here. But we can go ahead and multiply as we would normally do when we're multiplying numbers. 5 times 0, we know it's 0. 5 times 0, and we go ahead. 5 2s, 10. And of course, we place our placeholder. Are you following, students? Awesome. 2 times 0, 2 times 0, 2 times 0, and 2 2s, 4. Right, so you must be wondering, why am I using math in a religious education class? All subjects can be integrated. Now let us continue. Now we can go ahead and add. 0 plus 0, 0 plus 0, 0 plus 0 is 0, 0 plus 0 is 0, and 4 plus 1 is 5. Now, because we have a decimal there, there's one number after the decimal point. So in our answer, we must have a decimal point and one number after the decimal point. So as we can see, the charitable amount of money that would be paid to the poor would definitely be $5,000. Are you seeing it, class? Do you understand? I know you would. Awesome. Now, we're going to move on to the fourth pillar, which is the psalm or psalm. The psalm, Muslim people must not eat, food, and drink during the month of Ramadan during daylight hours. Can you imagine, students, not being able to eat? Have you ever fasted before? Have you ever gone without food before? I know you are saying yes. But we know that food nourishes the body. At this point, we know that Ramadan is celebrated in the month of April to May. Let us see how much you have learned so far. How many times does a Muslim pray? Does anybody know? Think about it. Let us see what's going on here. Just wanting to know if you are paying attention and listening. Did you say 5? Oh my God, you're so correct. Awesome job. In which direction does a Muslim pray? I'm wondering what you're thinking. Are you thinking that they face Mecca in Arabia? If that's what you're thinking, then you are correct. You're paying attention, man. Very good. Why do Muslims make donation? Why do you see a man on the street begging and you give him $5? because he is poor and he's in need. So the Muslim definitely gives to charity because they feel as though it is part of their religious belief. How much money is a Muslim expected to give in a charitable cause? As you can see, let us take a look again. 2.5%. If that's your answer, then you are correct. Our final pillar is the Hajj. Now, this Hajj is making a pilgrimage to Mecca at least once in their lifetime, if it can be afforded. If you cannot afford it, they won't be able to go. But once it is affordable, then they will make this pilgrim to Hajj. Now that we have looked at the 5 pillars of Islam, let us look at some similarities and differences shared among other religious groups. You would have already learned about the Shahada, which is the declaration that there is no God but Allah and Muhammad is his messenger. But let us look at Judaism, and that is right. I said Judaism, not Judaism, guys. It is Judaism. Remember, we have to pronounce it very well. So we look at the Shema prayer. Does anybody know where I can find the Shema prayer? As you know, the Bible is the Christian's holy book. It has 2 sections, the Old Testament and the New Testament. However, you know that the Jews use the Old Testament. Now let us turn to Deuteronomy 6, verse 4. Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God, the Lord is one. This is the Shema prayer in Judaism. Now let us look at Zakah, almsgiving. In Judaism, it's charity, one with the hand and one with the heart. However, in Christianity, we throw what we call tithes, which is 1/10 of our monthly salary. Now, let us do a little recap of what was discussed earlier. We looked at the 5 pillars of Islam, the first one being the Shahada. The second one being, anybody can tell me? Awesome. Salah. The third one is Zakah. The fourth one is fasting in the month of Ramadan. And the 5th one is pilgrimage or the Hajj. Now it's quiz time. Everybody's ready? It's quiz time. All right, so I'm going to ask you some questions. And I'm going to see the first person who can answer that question. Which religious group will say these words? There is no God except Allah, and Muhammad is his messenger. You know, I am thinking it is Hinduism. What do you think? Oh my God, you're telling me that that is incorrect, students? And I am the teacher? Let me go and check again. You know, you're right, students. The answer indeed is Islam. What is Salah? Is it forgiveness? Is it prayer? What about kneeling down or showing reverence? Think about what we discussed earlier. If your answer is prayer, then you are correct. Do Muslims pray 3 times a day? Is it true or false? Think about it, class. I think the answer is true, but what do you think? Is there anybody at home sitting down and saying to me, Miss Erskine, you are wrong? If that person is sitting down and saying, yes, Miss Erskine, you are wrong, then you are correct, because the answer is false, and we know that Muslims pray 5 times a day. Okay, boys and girls, thank you for watching. See you next class.